examination of skull. In the skull examination, we have to observe and look for the condition of cranial bones, parietal, occipital, frontal, and sutures of cranial bones and junction of suture anterior-fontanel and posterior-fontanel. Any active bleeding sites for hemorrhagic loss, any fracture, any swelling. So let's start with one by one. Examination of skull for cut, bleeding site. Bleeding site may responsible for hemorrhagic loss or severe volume loss. Severe bleeding may cause hemorrhagic shock in profuse bleeding. Why cut? This cut may come from the episiotomy. When episiotomy done at the time of delivery in primary mother, in short gestation mother, or mother of a large baby. Sometimes it cut due to bony process of coccyx. Sometimes only primary care is required to stop the bleeding, and sometimes suturing may be needed to stop bleeding. So always careful whenever you are examining the skull. For bleeding site, anterior fontanel is in the anterior side, and it is usually 3 to 6 centimeter in diameter. It soft and non-sunken and non-bulging. If it is large, more than 6 centimeter, it usually due to hydrocephalus in the condition of prematurity, IUGR, intrauterine growth retardation. Then look for pressure of intracranial pressure. In this increased intracranial pressure, the anterior fontanel may be tense or bulge. How you assess the tension and bulging? Just move your finger on the anterior fontanel. You can observe the tension and bulging pressure from the inner side. Then this increased pressure due to meningitis, intraventricular hemorrhage, periventricular hemorrhage in the pathological condition. But when baby is crying and you are observing the pressure at anterior fontanel, you can get false increase, free false tension or bulging at anterior fontanel. So always assess the pressure when baby is sleeping or baby is in resting condition. Posterior fontanel usually 1 to 1.5 centimeter in diameter, and in 50 to 70% term baby, it is closed at the time of birth. It open in preterm and IUGR baby, or it get closed in within 1 month after birth. Then assess the cranial bone. How you examine the cranial bone? You can examine the cranial bone by moving your palm on the skull. So with the bare hand, you move your palm on the skull of newborn. You can assess the overlapping of parietal overlapping of cranial bone. This overlapping called molding. It is physiological and it resolve within 3 to 4 days or within week. Then you can assess the suture condition. If suture is broad and wide open, usually found in preterm or IUGR baby, these babies need extra care and protection to prevent from the infection. If infection goes to the neural tissue, there may be chance of meningitis, septicemia, etc. So give better care to prevent from the infection. Then swelling. Swelling usually due to the large size of baby or in the obstructed labor or prolonged condition of prolonged labor. When baby's head is stuck at the outer of the genital tract for longer duration, there may be chance of swelling. This swelling is usually soft swelling within the skin, or this called caput succedaneum. Its swelling is physiological and disappear within 3 to 4 days after birth. Fracture, you can assess the cranial bone fracture by moving your hand on the scalp, and you have, for the confirmation of your clinical finding, you have to go for X-ray. Then general examination of his head, you have to point out the macrocephaly, microcephaly, caput succedaneum, capsular hematoma. Then come to the macrocephaly. Normally, head circumference is 33 to 37 centimeter at the time of birth. If it is more than 37, it counted in macrocephaly. Macrocephaly is the large head size or head circumference for the age, weight, and length of the newborn. It is normal if runs genetically within the family. So sincerely take history of parent and siblings. Medical condition in those the macrocephaly found. Macrocephaly commonly found with cephalohematoma, intraventricular hemorrhage, intracranial bleeding. These are the abnormal condition, or usually macrocephaly found in hydrocephalus. In some congenital infection like TORCH, metabolic syndrome, and severe anemia also a factor to cause macrocephaly. So, with the clinical presentation of suspect of macrocephaly, you have to go for advanced diagnostic use of advanced diagnostic methods like X-ray, USG, CT scan for the confirmation of causes of macrocephaly. These are the pictures of hydrocephalus and familial macrocephaly. Then come to the microcephaly. Microcephaly is a smaller head size or head circumference compared to weight, age, and length of the what are the causes of behind the microcephaly? Microcephaly usually found in genetic abnormalities like genetic syndrome, trisomy, use of drugs or narcotics, or use of alcohol during pregnancy by the mother. Chemical exposure to the fetus may be due to accidental chemical process exposure, or maybe due to job profile of mother or habitat of mother. Some type of infections like cytomegalovirus, rubella virus are also responsible for microcephaly. Then sign and symptom of microcephaly: small head size, facial distortion, ill development, dwarfism or short stature, feeding problem due to ill development of the brain, or ill development of brain responsible for the ill developed sucking reflex, rooting reflex, and ill developed coordination of swallowing. Later, if baby survive, later maybe develop hyperactivity, seizures due to ill-developed brain or neurological conditions, impaired cognitive development, delayed motor function, and phonation and speech development, may cause hearing loss, may cause vision problem in later age, balance and coordination problem, and you can say overall mental retardation. And the treatment for microcephaly, there is no treatment for microcephaly. And caput succedaneum. Caput succedaneum defined as upshirshak in Ayurveda, head on the head. You can see in this picture, just like double size of head. It is a swelling of soft tissue of newborn skull within the skin. Within the skin, this swelling is physiological due to the prolonged labor or uh, stuck of the new fetus at the genital opening for longer duration. This swelling limited to the this swelling is not limited to the suture line. It may cross. Usually, it may cross the sutures line, but it within the skin. It is soft and puffy. Pit on pressure may present on swelling side. Causes behind the caput succedaneum: CPD, obstructed delivery or prolonged labor, use of vacuum at the time of delivery. This caput succedaneum present since from the birth. Management. In the management, we don't require any specific management for the caput succedaneum. We just wait and watch for the size. It usually disappears within 3 to 4 days or within week, and it don't causes any pathological condition and any irritability in the newborn. Then cephalohematoma. Hematoma under the skull. It usually found in 1 to 2% of newborn. Collection of blood between the periosteum and skull bone. It limited to cranial bone and does not cross the suture line as caput. It appears usually 2 to 3 days after birth and depend on the volume of hemorrhage. It firm on touch, just like water-filled balloon or soft ping pong ball type. Causes behind the cephalometoma: trauma, accident, cephalopelvic disproportion, use of forceps during delivery, prolonged second stage of labor, vitamin C deficiency in mother, or maybe sometime use of fundal pressure at the time of delivery. So it may count in birth injury. What are the complications behind with the cephalometoma? Complication depend on the volume of blood loss. Complication related with hemorrhage, anemia, jaundice. Jaundice is a neonatal early appearance of neonatal jaundice or profuse bleeding may cause hemorrhagic shock. Infection, if we go as to aspirate the blood from the hematoma, it may create route for infection, and further meningitis, osteomyelitis may appear. So we don't require aspiration of the hematoma. For diagnosis, X-ray skull, CT, MRI required. Usually X-ray skull sufficient, but CT, MRI required if there is active hemorrhage available. So rule out the active hemorrhage or chronic active hemorrhage. We have to go with CT and MRI. The treatment, no specific treatment required for the hematoma. It resolves in weeks to months, depend on the size or volume of hemorrhage. For the complication, if there is anemia, we have to manage anemia with transfusion of whole blood or transfusion of RBC packed volume of RBC. For the jaundice, appearance of jaundice, we have to manage jaundice with the phototherapy or extensive phototherapy or double-sided phototherapy to prevent condition of kernicterus. In kernicterus, there is uh, damage in the ganglion or neural tissue by the bilirubin. For shock, we have to manage plasma volume or blood volume by using volume expander IV route with IV route. There is difference of caput and hematoma. Caput limited within the skin, hematoma under the periosteum and above the skull bone, between the periosteum and skull bone, and it caput crosses the sutures line, and hematoma does not cross the suture line. These are the summary of difference caput and hematoma. You can read the major difference is caput present since from the delivery, and hematoma appear 2 to 3 days after the birth depending on hemorrhagic condition. Caput may cross sutures line and molding. Hematoma doesn't cross suture line. Caput appear as soft pit on pressure. Cephalometoma soft like water-filled volume. Sometimes it's tender, but no pit on pressure. In caput, skin color change pinkish red. No color change in hematoma. In caput, size largest at birth and gradually subside within 3 to 7 days. But cephalometoma become largest after birth, disappear within 6 to 8 weeks, or require 2 to 3 minutes as per volume. No underlying skull bone fracture in caput, but sometimes if the accidental delivery, bucket delivery, or other extensive fundal pressure given at the time of delivery, skull bone may fracture in the hematoma, and we can diagnose with the X-ray skull. No specific treatment required in both conditions. Just wait and watch for the complication in the hematoma. So this lecture ends with hematoma, and in part 2 we will discuss